All right, today we're going to play Cosmic Detective. Our case file? It's all about a galaxy that's missing something vital. And the main clue here is this totally invisible force, a kind of magnetic memory of a crime that might have happened millions and millions of years ago.
Okay, so take a look. This is our subject, Messier 91. And yeah, it looks pretty enough, right? But to astronomers, it seems, well, weak, pale, almost sick. They've actually given it a clinical diagnosis. They call it anemic. So our job? We're going to figure out what's draining the life right out of it.
So, first things first, let's get properly acquainted with our victim here. This is Messier 91, this distant city of stars that, as you're about to see, has one heck of a story to tell.
Okay, so here's the rundown. Messier 91 is a barred spiral galaxy. It's way out there, about 63 million light-years away, hanging out in the massive Virgo Cluster. But, its claim to fame is kind of unfortunate. It's actually the faintest object in Charles Messier's entire famous catalog. It's so dim, in fact, that for a long time, astronomers weren't even sure if it was really part of the Virgo Cluster at all.
And when you look at it, you can totally see why it has this reputation. It just looks faded. You know those beautiful, bright spiral arms you expect to see in a galaxy like this? Well, here, they're barely even there. There's almost no contrast. It's kind of like a photograph that's been left out in the sun for way too long. And this washed-out look, that's the key symptom of its whole condition.
Okay, so that brings us to the official diagnosis. What does it actually mean for a galaxy to be anemic? Because it's not just about looking faint. No, it's all about what's happening deep down on the inside.
Well, an anemic galaxy is basically one that's been starved of its lifeblood, and that lifeblood is neutral hydrogen gas. See, that gas is the raw fuel for making new stars. So if you don't have it, the stellar nurseries just run dry. Star formation grinds to a halt, and the whole galaxy just slowly begins to fade away.
And the difference is, well, it's stark. A healthy spiral galaxy is just flush with gas, right? Its arms are blazing with newborn stars. But an anemic one, it's super gas poor, its star formation is just sputtering out, and its arms kind of blend into the background. So the takeaway here is crystal clear. Something has stolen Messier 91's star-forming fuel.
So, who's the culprit? Well, in any cosmic investigation, the first thing you do is look at the neighborhood. And let me tell you, Messier 91 lives in a very rough part of town, the Virgo Cluster.
You see, galaxy clusters are just chaotic, crowded places. They're filled with this superheated, super thin gas called the intra-cluster medium. And for a galaxy moving through that, it's like running full speed into a cosmic headwind. And that leads us to our prime suspect for what's ailing Messier 91.
The leading theory has a pretty cool name. It's called ram pressure stripping. And it works kind of like this. Just imagine a galaxy plunging headfirst into the cluster, moving at hundreds of kilometers per second. The pressure from all that hot gas inside the cluster acts like this incredibly powerful wind, and it literally blows the galaxy's own loose gas right out of it. It's a super effective way to stop new stars from forming. So, case closed, right? Well, not so fast. When the investigators looked a little closer at the crime scene, they found something that just didn't fit. The kind of evidence you'd expect to see from, an ongoing mugging, it just wasn't there.
Yeah, this quote really gets to the heart of the problem. See, when ram pressure stripping is actually happening, you see these spectacular things called jellyfish galaxies, and they have these long tendrils of gas and dust streaming behind them. But Messier 91? Nothing. It has no tendrils. It's totally clean. There's just no sign of an ongoing struggle.
And then, here's the scientific smoking gun. A study looked at all these big spiral galaxies in the Virgo cluster, and what they found was that nearly all of them showed distortions in their radio emissions. That's a clear sign they were being messed with by the cluster's gas. And the one exception? You guessed it, NGC 4548, our Messier 91. It stood out because it wasn't being disturbed.
So this is a fantastic twist in the story, right? Our prime suspect, ongoing ram pressure stripping, seems to have a rock-solid alibi. We know the galaxy is anemic, but it's not currently being stripped. So, what really happened here?
To solve this mystery, astronomers had to look for a completely different kind of evidence. Not starlight, but an invisible force that, just permeates the entire galaxy, its magnetic field. And this meant they had to trace this really subtle interplay of electricity and magnetism, but on a massive, galactic scale. Okay, now check this out. On the left, you've got the galaxy in regular visible light. But on the right, that's a map made from radio waves. See, these waves get created when charged particles, like electrons, spiral around magnetic field lines. So what you're looking at, this radio map, is essentially a blueprint of the galaxy's invisible magnetic skeleton. And what it reveals is, well, it's pretty incredible.
So, what did they find? Well, we already knew M91 had this hole in its gas distribution, right near the center. But what the new radio data showed was that the magnetic field is highly concentrated and organized precisely in that hole. It runs right along the galaxy's central bar. And that means the field isn't being chaotically blown back by some outside force. No, it's neatly aligned with the galaxy's own structure.
So, what does this all mean? Well, we have a victim with zero signs of a current struggle, but we've just found this hidden clue in its magnetic field. And what that suggests is we're not looking at a crime in progress anymore. We're looking at a cold case. Right, the crucial point is this. That organized magnetic field shows it isn't currently being battered by the Virgo Cluster's environment. If it were, it would be a total mess. Instead, its structure suggests it's either recovering from, or maybe preserving the memory of, some past trauma. Something happened to Messier 91 a long time ago that stripped its gas away, and the magnetic field, that's the only clear evidence that's left.
And this quote from the research paper, man, it just sums it up perfectly. Gas can be stripped away, stars can fade out, but the magnetic field holds a memory. It's this incredibly durable record of the forces that have shaped a galaxy's life, almost like a kind of cosmic DNA that remembers every past encounter. So while the case of Messier 91 isn't fully closed, we now know exactly where to look for clues, in the invisible architecture of the universe. And it really leaves you wondering, doesn't it? How many other cosmic stories, how many histories of epic collisions and ancient dramas are written not in starlight, but in the silent, invisible magnetic fields that stretch all across the cosmos?